सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So we are at the end of the 6th chapter. Okay, you're done about the whole thing about meditation, etc. Then we are discussing what happens for a yoga brashta. Okay. And there he said that the question was, if someone dies before gaining knowledge, what happens to them? You started on the journey well, you're putting in the efforts, but your life was cut short. And I gave you enough examples where something like that can always happen. I mean, examples meaning people whom I know said that. Yeah. So given that, he says two options. Okay, having had a good time, good break from all this in whatever loka, that loka will depend upon the good karmas, etc. that you have done. Then he said, when you are back to earth, two options. Okay. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashtaha Abhijayate. Born into a cultured, well-off family. Now, well-off is a relative term. Okay. What do you mean well-off? Where there's not much pressure on you as far as living is concerned. Because well-off is a very relative term. No? Okay. Everyone prays to the Lord so that they will be okay. Even Kabir said the same thing. Sai idna dijiye jisse sukh safai. Give me enough so that I will be comfortable in life. But what is comfort you have to define. So his definition was very simple. हम तो भूखा ना रहे, साधु भी भूखा ना जाए. I will not remain hungry, and the good person who comes to me, I will be able to feed him as well. Minimalistic. Somebody else may say, I want a 3 BHK apartment, air conditioned, this, that, $5 million in the bank, whatever. Each person has to decide that. So, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe, where there is no struggle for day-to-day existence. Put it simple as that. So that there is time available for you to think of things beyond survival. Like, I deal with street kids sometimes. For them, they're great kids. Very proactive. Very independent minded. But they cannot think of these things because survival. They have to survive. Survival is the first thing. Yeah. How can they think of all these things when they have to survive? Yeah. So, where survival is not in question, that's a given for you. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Prashta Abhijayate. Or he says, Yoginam api kule bhavati. Born to families of great Vedantins. He says, but such a birth is rare, he says. Why? If you are a married person and studying Vedanta, you will take some time to become a wise person. No? Because you are on the scenic route. Aram se ja raha. So, by the time your kids are born, etc., you may not be a wise person. Yeah. You may gain wisdom in time, but as I said, I know only one person like that. I am very actively interested in watching her life. Born to a family where the person organizes yoga festival every year. So she grows up. Few days every year, she's in company of sadhus and yogis and everything. Yeah. And she even came and asked me once, Swamiji, will you teach me? I said, yeah, sure. What do you want to learn? Everything. I said, if you want to learn about everything, you have to become a bit older. Okay, I'll wait. But you must teach me. I said, okay. Now I'm waiting, I'm monitoring, seeing what's happening. Okay. Yeah, seeing what's happening. How much you will take it up, you don't know. But you get the chance for it, he says. Okay. Buddhi samyogam lavate paurvadehikam. All with this we saw, isn't it? Last time we saw that verse also. Okay. Tatra buddhi samyogam lavate paurvadehikam. He gains a connect with what he has done in his previous lifetime. It is not that you are going to remember all the verses and the Sanskrit and all that thing, okay? That's not going to happen. But the interest in the soul subject, the taking to it very naturally. It doesn't feel something odd or weird for you. It seems a very natural thing to go and get into. That much will be there, okay? And yatata tato bhuyaha samsiddho kurunandana. Hey Kurunandana, born in the house of gurus, again he will pick up the strife, pick up the struggle to understand what it's all about. Okay, he'll pick up the path again, he says, and he makes another statement here. Purvabhyasena teneva kriyate hi avashopi saha jignasu api yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. Purva abhyasena teneva, by the efforts he has put in his previous life. Kriyate, he is pulled literally. Okay, avashopi, he is pulled into this. Yeah. He may have planned other things to do, planned to see the world, to travel. All the things he may have planned, but somewhere you are pulled, and halfway and all that you will think, nay, yaar, this is what I want out of life. He'll pick it up again. The idea is he'll pick it up again. Now, it doesn't say he'll become a sadhu. Not necessary. Okay? It doesn't say he'll become a sannyasi. He doesn't say he will get married. Either thing he doesn't say. He says he will pick up the path again. That's all he says. Okay, lifestyle can be anything. Are you getting into the study of Vedanta? That is the important thing. Okay? He will get into that. Okay. And he makes a statement here which everyone should understand. Jignasu api yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. Asya yogasya jignasu api. For this knowledge, yoga here in the sense of Atma Jnana. Tasya jignasu jnatum ichuhu. Why am I saying yoga is jnanam? Because the term jignasu is there. Jignasu means jnatum ichuhu, one who desires to know. Therefore, he wants to gain this knowledge. He doesn't want to practice standing on your head. That you can do if you want to, for health reasons, etc. For mastering your mind, etc. You can do. That is not the question here. The question here is in terms of the pursuit of this knowledge. Atma Jnana. Okay? Jignasu. Shabda Brahmati Vartate. Has gone beyond Shabda Brahma. What is Shabda Brahma? Shabda Brahma is the Veda. The first portion that deals with rituals, etc. What are all the rituals meant? For Dharmartha Kamaha. Okay? All the rituals in your life, those religious rituals are meant for Dharmartha Kamaha. Okay? Dharma in terms of life here and hereafter, an ethical base which is good, and Artha and Kama, securities, pleasures, etc. What else is rituals meant for? Even though when you do a ritual, the priest in the Sankalpa will say Moksha Prapti Artham, etc. He will say that. And what are you doing? What ritual are you doing? Swayamvara Parvati Homa. And then he'll make in the Sankalpa Dharmartha Kama Moksha Siddhyartham. What Moksha Siddhyartham? Yeah, the hope is that you will get married and you will learn that fulfillment doesn't come this way. You will get some comfort in life, but you are not a fulfilled person. In fact, the statement happily married seems to be tautology. Seems to be a joke. That apart, I am not criticizing marriage. Marriage is Marriage can lead to preparing your mind very well. Why? Because if you have understood one another human being, you are ready to understand anything in life. Yeah. One other human being you understood, no? A big thing. Then you can understand anything after that. So it's a good preparation. But those rituals you have crossed over, he says. You have gone beyond those ritualistic living. Why? Because what are you in for? Small things in life, which you can get anyway, that's all right. Or you are interested in the biggest thing of them all. After all, why do we do anything? Back to second chapter, Vyavasayatmaka Buddhi. What are you doing anything for? What are all these desires meant for? Oh, because they feed into my priorities of life. Good. And why do you want all those priorities? Why do you want to fulfill all those priorities? Because I want to be a fulfilled person. So what are you after? Fulfillment? Or all those things that you want to do? What are you really after in life? Unless sometimes people can be pig-headedly stubborn. Like I have a friend, he's junior to me by about 8-10 years. Brilliant guy. My God. I've never seen someone so brilliant as him. Okay. He does programs for DRDO also. He's got a dozen patents in his name. Brilliant means brilliant. And we'll discuss physics, this, that, everything. He's a brilliant guy, really. I've rarely seen such brilliance, one-on-one. Great regard for me. But he'll say, so I want to gain moksha through science. I say, keep trying. I said, after you retire, come back. After you retire, come. I'll show you the problems of science where it cannot fulfill this knowledge. Science is a great thing, great development. Yeah. And we are not at loggerheads with science. Science will do what it can do. Vedanta will do what Vedanta can do. They're two different things. Yeah. So, after all, the earliest theoretical physicists were Indians, you know. The Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy, 5,000 years ago, we had, the Vaisheshika philosophy, which was theoretical physics. The first theoretical physics thinking and the first theory about the first atomic theory was propounded by the Vaisheshikas. Yeah, Indian rishis propounded that. Now we don't know whether experimental verification, etc., was there or not. There's not enough literature available on that, so we don't know. Anyway, what I'm saying is, from all that ritualistic thing, ati vartate, you have gone beyond that. Which brings us to the question, then why talk about rituals at all? Because you may need that religious scaffolding for you to grow, to get in the idea of Ishvara, Dharma, etc. They'll help you grow. Beyond that, it doesn't have much in your life. See, our whole culture and heritage was geared for moksha. At the same time, the rishis took into account that there will be people who are not ready for moksha. Therefore, needs to fulfill other goals in life before they can even think of something like this. Therefore, that part of it is also taken care of. Just some change of attitude, etc. Cultivating dharma. Okay, go for what you want. Have some dharmic base in your life, etc. So that you will grow up enough, have the maturity necessary to seek this knowledge. So nobody was excluded. Everybody was included. Some Ishvara Jnana was given to everyone. Like what I do with my teenage students who come to me. Most of them I don't teach Vedanta. A few I say, okay, come, you can sit in my class. Others I am doing the workshops and all for them, teaching them how to be competent in life. After all, yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga is about competency in life. So I teach them those things, how to be competent. And some of them after 20 years they come back. Okay. Samji, I'm sure there is something more to all this. Yeah, come. Now you are ready, sit in the class. Yeah. It may take them 20 years, that's okay. That's okay. They become competent people in the meantime, which is good. They lived a full life, good. Gained some Viveka Vairagya, good. Therefore, there is place for everything. But also keep in mind, okay, that because we tend to be religious in all this thing, when you get into all this, it is not the end. Dharmartha Kama, first section of the Veda. Where does it end? In the Upanishadic section, Moksha. So, Jignasu api Shabda Brahmad Ativartate. Even if you are a Jignasu, one who wants this knowledge, in some ways you have gone beyond all that. Then does that mean you should stop doing all that? Stop going to temples, stop praying, stop this thing? No, keep it going until it drops off from you. Do some japa dhyanam. Focus more on the dhyanam part of it rather than the ritualistic part of it. Because now you have to get your mind ready. Let the attitudes of acceptance, etc., come out of your puja room into your life, where Ishvara is everything. Everything is sacred, everything is holy, including my neighbor whom I can't stand. Yeah, he's also sacred, he's also a manifestation of Ishvara. Including that idiot I want to whack, and I have whacked. That's also okay. Yeah, that's also okay. That's dealing with the issues. But, yeah. But Swamiji, if you see everything as Ishvara, how can you fight? Why not? You can't find. You know, Arjuna was doing tapas to gain Pashupati Astra from Lord Shiva. It's a great Astra. And he was doing tapa. And Shiva manifests himself as a Kirataka, as a hunter, as a tribal hunter. And both of them shoot an arrow at the same pig. And both of them are claiming the pig now. So it ends to words, arguments, and you are settling it in a fight. Within a couple of minutes into the fight, Arjuna realizes, hey, this is not an ordinary hunter. This is the Lord himself. And immediately stops the fight and bows down and says, Lord, sorry that I sent arrows at you. So Shiva laughs and says, you worship me in the best manner you know. You are a warrior born and bred. What is the best thing you are capable of? The art of war. So you worship me in the art of war. Make that also divine and holy. Who said only your puja and rituals are holy? We can sit down and do pujas and rituals here because there are some young men standing on the border keeping us safe. That is their worship. And in Kali Yuga, all your worship will not take you beyond Pitraloka. Because you can't do enough of that. More than that you can't do. But the soldiers who die there, they will get Veera Sarga all right. Higher than all your rituals will ever take you. Because in Kali Yuga, that's all you can go, Pitraloka. Nobody can do all the rituals necessary for higher things than that. It's not conducive. Satyaloka and all it was conducive. Up to Treta it was conducive. But not in Kali Yuga. Nobody can do that much. Why? The minimum you are supposed to do, if you are born as a Brahmana, have been invested with the sacred thread, etc., daily Agnihotram. Who does that? They went around the country and found 23 Agnihotris. There are millions of Brahmanas, but 23 Agnihotris. Minimum is not being done. And they want to go to heaven. And why do you want to go to heaven? It's like born in a small town in India. Then you want to come to Bombay. Why? Why do you want to come to Bombay? Yaar, jungle hai, concrete jungle hai. Better opportunities, better money, better job, better this. Forgetting all the congestion, the problems of city life. So they come. All right, you come to Bombay. You are in Thane, Chambur somewhere. Then aspiration is go to South Bombay. Better buildings, better life, better this. You have arrived. Then your children want to go abroad. Then, where is it going to end? Now, believe me, in 20 years, many of them will want to come back to India because we will be the most developed society. 20 years, people want to come back to India. The way we are developing, we'll all want to come back. What are you doing? Better quality of life, isn't it? All right, you have done it here, then what next? Upar jao aur kya? After death. You're booking your seat after death. Smart. I'm not saying it's not smart. Of course it is smart. But that's all that is there. You would have traffic jams. Because anyway the people there are few. You'll have nice place. Everything is fine. No pollution. No Diwali crackers and noise. You can sleep well in the night. And important thing, alcohol will not affect your liver. Very important for some of us. Hey. And how long will you be there? Until your punya is over. After that, martilokam vishanti. Shine punya martilokam vishanti. Back here. So this yatayat will keep happening. Up and down will keep going. Until when? Shabda Brahma Dati Vartate. Hey, again moksha, freedom from the whole thing. Freedom for all this going up and down. Yeah, be a fulfilled being. One with Ishvara himself. That is moksha and that's what we talked about here. Okay? Shabda Brahma Dati Vartate. Okay. Then going further he says, प्रयत्नाद्यत मानस्तु योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः अनेक जन्म संसिद्धः ततो याति परां गतिम्. प्रयत्नाद्यत मानस्तु, putting in the proper efforts, adequate, appropriate efforts. Okay. This yogi, this karma yogi, samshuddha kilbisha, mind taken care of, purified. Now what is purity of mind? You are no more victimized by your own desires. You have desires, but the desires has come back to preferences. What do you prefer for Diwali? Something sweet or something salty? Give something sweet. Someone will say, it's too much of sweet, give me something salty. Preferences. You won't be saying, oh, I love sweets. Of course I like them. I'll enjoy them. But there's a limit. Like people always ask, how much you know you love sweets? Of course you love sweets. Of course I like it. Who says no? Is it there that because you are gaining this knowledge, etc., you should not like sweets? What has the poor sweet done? In fact, my students have got something for me. See? Right here. They know I have a sweet. I don't have a sweet tooth. I have 32 sweet teeth. And they'll always say, but Swamiji, you eat so little. That is because I want to eat it all my life. So a little at a time. That's where the thing comes in. Where you are not victimized by your own desires. You have your desires, but okay, limit na. Sweets are meant for the tongue, not for the stomach. Keep that in mind, you're fine. So like this, the whole world. Like this is your attitude with respect to the whole world. Everything is fine. Everything is good. In small doses. Yeah, everything is fine. Ati sarvatra varjaye. Extremes, give up everywhere. Yeah. Therefore, That is Kilbisha, taken care of all that. Aneka Janma Samsiddha Tato Yati Paramru. So he must have gone through a few lifetimes like this. He or she must have gone through a few lifetimes like this. And Tataha Yati Param Gatim. Then what? Then he gets the Param Gatim known as Moksha. The person gets it. Samji, does it take a few lifetimes? The fact that we are here in Kali Yuga shows that we have lived a few lifetimes anyway. This is not your first lifetime. And not my first lifetime either. So previous lifetimes also we must have dabbled in it. No? So why not be the last lifetime? In this lifetime you can get it. But Krishna says many lifetimes. Oh, many lifetimes you have lived already. Millions of lifetimes you have lived. From Satya Yuga onwards, remember, the creation took place. So this can be your last lifetime. This lifetime you gain moksha, finished. Then what? You are one with Ishvara. Fine, great. So who said you can't get it in this lifetime? That you have to have a million lifetimes more? No need. You come to Vedanta, no? Good. So this, what Krishna is talking about a yoga prashta, is an assurance given that if you die before you get it, not a problem. It is not an incentive to postpone moksha. It's an assurance that even if you don't get it now, you die before you get it, next lifetime you will get it. It's an assurance. Not an incentive for postponement. Okay, keep that clear in your mind. Otherwise, you will be like my friend's younger sister. She told her, hey, you celebrated your 50th birthday. Isn't it time to get involved in something like this now? Children are grown up, getting married, all that. Now what? So, no. I want to enjoy a few more lifetimes before I come to Vedanta. That wanting to enjoy is seeking Ananda and fulfillment, really speaking. But you have not had the Viveka to discern that. That I want the fun of life, I want the enjoyments in life because I want to be a fulfilled being. How many things we have enjoyed? Have you got that? I am not against enjoyment. Hey, enjoy life. In fact, I always tell my students, hey, good, have a great time. Enjoy life. But you enjoyed a lot of things. Have you become a fulfilled being in that process? No. Because that's the nature of enjoyment. See? You got it today, you have to get it again tomorrow. Or sometimes you say, no, that let it be, get something else. The very nature of enjoyments are like that. In fact, the ananda that you get in an experience is nothing but the ananda that you are manifesting in your mind. That experience, that object, that thing, that person cleared your mind, your projections. So the ananda that you are manifesting. Like what happens in deep sleep. Your conscious mind is closed down. The ananda that you are manifest. That's why there is nobody who does not enjoy sleep. That you enjoy sleep is not a matter of complaint. That you are not getting sleep is a matter of complaint. Doctor, help me. Do you see anyone going to a doctor and saying, doctor, please help me? Right? Last night I slept 7 hours, and then the next night again I am feeling sleepy. I have to sleep again another 7 hours. Every night I have been sleeping. This is a big problem. Does anybody go to a doctor complaining like that? But if 2-3 nights you don't get sleep, then you'll go, doctor, can you give me something? After 3 nights I have not slept. Why? The most natural thing, everyone enjoys sleep. There are a lot of distractions in today's world to keep you awake, including this thing that you keep scrolling up and down. Yeah. That you keep scrolling up and down, that's a different thing. With the fact that when your conscious mind is quietened, the ananda that you are manifests itself. So that is where the whole thing is about. So even enjoyment, it's you ananda. Okay. Therefore, Payati Param Gatim. Okay. Then now he is giving a few verses. In a way, has to be taken as Arthavada. Little exaggeration to highlight certain things. And there is a logic behind it also. Tapasvibhyo adhika yogihi jnanibhyo mato adhikaha karmabhyascha adhika yogi tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. This is very popular among the people who try to tie themselves up in knots, You know those guys, I'm sure everyone knows a few guys there who do a lot of asana pranayama practice. Asana pranayamas are small angas of yoga, okay? Yoga is a big thing. That asana pranayama is a small aspect of it. Here when he says yoga, he means mastery of the mind. Which is what Patanjali also meant. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Second sutra of Patanjali. So the master of the mind. So here, and for mastery, Krishna gives a very, very powerful methodology here, which we have seen in the second and third chapters of Karma Yoga. Ishwararpana buddhi with respect to action, prasada buddhi with respect to the result. Actions I offer to the Lord, and the result I take as prasada. Frees me from all my anxiety, worry, etc. Makes me bigger than my desire and helps me grow out of it. For the newcomers here, Karma Yoga is not work without expecting results. That's the most foolish definition I ever heard of Karma Yoga. If you don't want results, why are you doing the action in the first place? You've got time to waste over it. And if you really believe that's the definition of Karma Yoga, come and work for me. I need a lot of volunteers. We are starting the ashram work in the first week of November. Come work free for me. Work without expecting results. But if you are working for me, you better expect results, because I will hold you accountable for your work. You are supposed to produce results. Your work is supposed to produce results. Anyway, that apart. Therefore, he says tapasvibhyo adhika yogi. A yogi is better than a tapasvi. Who is a tapasvi? Who does a lot of austerities, etc. for controlling the mind. Fasting for days on end. Okay? One form of tapas. 3 hours of pranayama every day. Another form of tapas. Lot of pranayamas, that, etc. Tapasvis. Tapasvibhyo adhikaha yogi. Karma yogi is better than that. Why? Effortlessly you gain that mind mastery. It's effortless. If you really are a karma yogi, if you really have Ishwararpanam and Prasada Buddhi in your life, the more you cultivate that. To cultivate that, you need your understanding of Ishvara. So the more you understand Ishvara, the more you develop that emotional connect with Ishvara. That emotional connect is called Bhakti. And you live your life with Ishvara Arpanam and Prasada Buddhi. You are better than a tapasvi, he says. You are better than a tapasvi. Tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi. Correct? Jnanibhyo mataho adhikaha. You are better than a jnani also. Now why is he saying that? Because can you be a jnani without being a karma yogi? If I have not lived a life of karma yoga or sannyasa, I cannot become a jnani. Sannyasa is optional. But even to be a sannyasi, I should have been a karma yogi before. Karma yoga is choiceless, really speaking. To a student of Vedanta, karma yoga is choiceless. The karma yogi becomes a jnani. So I will skip karma yoga, go directly into jnana. If you are a yoga brashta who is that evolved, then yes. Like whom? Ramana Maharshi. Bhagavan Ramana Varnachala. For him, teaching also was very limited. Just the word Arunachala was enough. His wisdom we'll see in the camp, Saddarshanam. Okay? I put up the poster in all the classes. Yeah, we will see that wisdom. Yeah. So if you are like that, yes, fine. Not otherwise. You have to live a life of karma yoga. Therefore, with respect, that it is like saying, shall I join a college or get a degree? We are not talking about states like Bihar, where without joining a college you can get a degree. Even though that has come down a lot now, even in Bihar. Yeah. One is the means, the other is the end. So being a jnani is the end. Karma yoga prepares your mind. Karma yoga prepares your mind. With that prepared mind, you study Vedanta, you become a jnani. So should I wait until I prepare my mind? No. Let it be simultaneous, side by side happening. Preparing the mind, studying, let it happen side by side. Okay? Therefore, jnanebhyo mato adhikaha. Karma abhyasya adhika yogi. From a mere karmata, people think doing a lot of karma is karma yoga. No. Karma yoga, actually speaking, is not about doing more, it's about doing less. Why? Because karma yogi is not someone who will run around like a headless chicken. I want that, I want this, I want that. No. You've got a certain purpose in life. You've got in touch with what is really important to you. Your priorities are clear. And you will work for those priorities. Therefore, you are not running around here or there being pulled by different things. Wo bhi chahiye, ye bhi chahiye. Yeah, not like that. You are a person who is focused. Whereas a karmata can be running around up and down. Hey, this sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah. That sounds good. Everything sounds good. And people come to the spiritual path also with the same thinking. Oh, on net I heard about this meditation. Oh, I heard about that process on the net. I heard this. What? I want to do all of them and become what? Belpuri. So, yeah, what are you in for in life? Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Be clear about what you want out of life. Swamiji, I am coming to spirituality only for stress management. Why are you studying all this then? Go. Learn a few stress management techniques and you'll be okay. More or less. Whereas for a student of Vedanta, that's fringe benefit. If you are a karma yogi, stress management is fringe benefit. It is not even the main thing. It's fringe benefit. So, that way. Karmebhyasya adhika yogi. Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Therefore, Arjuna, be a yogi, a karma yogi. Live your life with the understanding of what it's all about. Ishwararpana buddhi, prasada buddhi, and the pursuit of the truth. Without pursuit of the truth, nobody becomes a yogi. Right? What are you doing all that for? The pursuit of the truth is what makes you a yogi. Pursue the truth, a lifestyle of karma yoga. Ishwararpanam, prasada buddhi. These are the two attitudes necessary. If that is there, you are fine. Now I know one or two people have joined new in this class. Go to my YouTube channel, you will get the previous stuff. Or go to my website, vedicwisdom.in, and there is a blog on the Gita. Read the blog, you will get an overview of the whole thing. Those who have missed the previous thing. Okay? Yeah. Therefore, yogi bhava Arjuna. Then he says, योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेन अनन्तरात्मनां श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां सैमे युक्ततमो मतः. Yoginamapi, among these yogis also, karma yogis, okay, sarvesham matgatena antaratmanaha. One who has taken themselves to me. Me means what? Me as Ishvara, me as pure consciousness. The truth of Ishvara is nothing but consciousness. Therefore, one who has taken oneself to that, and Shraddhavan bhajate yomam, who worships me. How do you worship? There are types and types of worship. All the worship that you know of is to the form of Ishvara. You worship him as Ganesha, Shiva, various aspects, Devi, Krishna, Rama, various forms, various aspects of Ishvara. And what is Vedanta doing? Worshipping the Swarupa of Ishvara, what Ishvara really is about, as nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Vangmayi Puja. Vangmayi Puja. To the Swarupa, not to the Rupa, not to the form, to the very Swarupa. Therefore, yo bhajate, he says. Shraddhavan bhajate, who seeks to know me. This is the best of the yogis, he says. So all of us can pat ourselves on the back, okay? If you are living a life of Karma Yoga properly and you are committed to seeking the truth, there you are. How long will you take to gain the knowledge? I don't know. Maybe until the Gita is over. Maybe. Maybe a couple of Upanishads. Maybe before that also. Who knows? How ready you are, it depends on that. I've spoken a lot. Any questions, clarification? Shoot. Any questions that you have?
Swamiji, a question about keeping the Papa Karmas away.
Yeah.
Is it true that the way to keep the Papa Karmas away is through some of the Nitya Naimittika Karma like Sandhya Vandanam, etc.?
Okay. Now, Papa Karma. What is a Papa Karma? Something against universal Dharma. Correct? Anything I have done which is against universal Dharma, an act of hurting somebody, something, taking someone, this lifetime or previous lifetime. Now, because of that, there are two types of karma phala. One is internal, in terms of samskaras, etc. Samskaras, internal, and guilt, all those things will come internal. There is one thing is external. External is I'll have to go through some painful experience, unpleasant experience. Nitya Naimittika karmas predominantly takes care of what is internal. It will not take care of everything external, because that is taken care of by Prayaschitta karma. So everything external don't take care. But what is internal? In terms of samskaras, in terms of guilt, hurt, pain, anger, those things are taken care of. So Nitya Naimittika karma will take care of only those things, which is good enough. Hey, I have done something incorrect. I will face the consequences. Big deal here. Come on. Hey, but there will be some painful. No problems. We will take it. It will be unpleasant. Okay. Work might get delayed. Okay. I'll take it. It happens to all of us without sometimes we realizing it also. You went to sleep, everything was fine. You got up with a backache. Backache, I got up from sleep with a catch in my back. What did I do in sleep to get a catch? I can understand if I had gone to the gym and lifted some weight and got a catch. Why this? Some Papa Karma manifesting. Give it some heat, give it some this, relax up. It's all right. Take care of it, do what is necessary. So, many things go like this. One small lie, one mosquito bite. Okay, Akka. Go. Pain. You can't take care of all the Papa Karmas. Some major ones in your life you can take care of. That's targeted Prayaschitta karmas are available. Targeted for that. So that's different. Any other questions?
So one question.
Yeah.
See, when we talk about Papa Karma, Papa Karma is something which results into a state of a person losing his peace.
Yeah.
That's the basic aspect. Now for someone, doing something may be a Papa Karma, like eating non-veg can be a Papa Karma for someone. But for a person who slaughters animals,
that's not Papa Karma. For him it is not Papa Karma. Exactly. We are talking about, see, for you and me, we may think that eating non-vegetarian food, for example, hey, you are not supposed to kill somebody and eat. Okay, it's a grey area, but we may think it is Papa. But what about someone whose karma is as a butcher. He's born in a butcher's family, he's trained as a butcher, and now that is his job. In Mahabharata, we have a story of someone like this. I forget his name now. I read it long back. Who is a butcher by profession, but a wise person. By Karma Yoga, Prasad, all that was there in him. Yeah. And he is asked by someone, why are you doing this? And he gives a whole list of reasons why this is the right thing for him to do. This is his job. We talk about ahimsa. What about a soldier? His job is to kill. His job is not to die for his country. His job is to make the other character die for his country. Yeah. What do you mean, die for my country, die for my country? Yeah. We don't want you to go and die there. We want you to go and kill, be successful and come back. In one piece, hopefully. How do you win wars? You don't win wars by dying. You win wars by killing. Been there, done that. I know what I'm talking about.
So another question. So you spoke about even there is Pitraloka and other lokas. But in reality, there is only one Brahman.
Yes. Many lokas, but only one Brahman, yeah.
So those lokas are also like Maya, great.
Yeah. Look at it. One earth, one planet. Earth. How many countries? Almost 200 countries. Imaginary lines, na? Durand line. Someone drew a line on the map. This is the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. Who decided that? We'll change it. Of course you can change it. Geopolitical realities keep changing. So, like this, there are a lot of mithya things in the world. All the lokas are also the same. They are valid, experiential, but that's all. Like how the countries are valid, experiential. But certain countries in our lifetime, countries that I have sailed to, don't exist any longer. Where is Czechoslovakia? I've been there, now there is no Czechoslovakia. There is Serbia, there is that Hezbollah, and there is no more Czechoslovakia. It's gone.
Gone is it?
Yeah, the country is gone. Huh? Beg your pardon? So, that is where the whole thing is. Therefore, things keep changing. What is Bharat once upon a time and what is Bharat now? It's a very constructed version. No?
The name of the butcher is Dharma Vyada.
Huh? What is that?
Dharma Vyada.
Dharma Vyada meaning?
That. No, the name of the butcher in the Mahabharata.
Dharma Vyada. Yes. That is it. Yeah. So there it is. So there are ways and ways of. Yeah. I think Rishikesh, when you are this thing now, when you are not muted, somewhere that disturbance is coming in. That's why I muted you. Okay. If you have to ask a question, unmute and ask. Yeah, Karthik, you have a question?
So, Swami, this the what you had mentioned about Veera Swarga. I was just curious. So, let's say in the Mahabharata war, there were soldiers on both sides.
Yeah.
Now, if a soldier died on the side which was, say, adharmic, I mean, that is the Kaurava side.
Yeah.
Would that still result in a Veera Swarga?
Yes, because the soldier died doing his duty. My country, right or wrong. Okay. See, he is a soldier, not a terrorist. Big difference. A terrorist targets innocence. A soldier doesn't do that. Okay. So if as a soldier, it doesn't matter. Let us say there is an India-Pakistan war, 71. Both say those who died goes to Veera Swarga because the soldier, he is not the person who is making the decision of where to go, whom to fight. That's why the leadership. My job is to do and die, or do and kill, whatever. So I have done my job. I died in the process of my duty. Veera Swarga guaranteed. It is not like terrorists saying we will become martyrs and blow ourselves up and kill innocents. And it's entirely different. Killing innocence is adharma. Now, innocence may die in a battle as collateral damage in today's wars. That's a different thing. Collateral damage is a different thing, but targeting civilians is a different thing. Yeah, Rishikesh, you have a question.
Yeah, on the discussion point of on the theme of Rupa and Swarupa of Ishvara. I mean, I just wanted to get my head around the fact that there is a lot of personification that happens. You know, you look at the Lord as a not just a form, but like almost like some human form, because you are looking at it. You're capable of looking at only as a human form. So when we say Satyam Jnanam Anantam, is it necessarily a sentient, or is the consciousness to be thought of as like a potential, or more as a personification kind of a consciousness that is something of a...
Okay, I'm just muting you to answer, otherwise
sure.
it's creating that echo. Okay? Yeah. Now, look at it. When you say Satyam Jnanam Anantam, there is no personification. It is pure consciousness. Okay? Where does Rishikesh disappear?
I just lowered my hands. So
Okay. Just unmute and we'll... Okay, mute and then we'll... So, there is no personification when you are talking about Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Now, when you are talking about the same Satyam Jnanam Anantam as the cause for the world, you will get a name called Ishvara or Jagat Karanam Brahma. That is also not personified, because it's the totality. The totality cannot be personified. The closest personification of the totality possible is said in the 11th chapter of the Gita, Vishwarupa, etc. That's the closest you can come to personification. It is not really a personification, but you can say Ishvara. It comes somewhere in between. Then the other thing, when you cannot relate to Ishvara as a whole cosmos, and for you to develop that bhakti, etc., to become a karma yogi, you need to relate. Then you are talking about the same Ishvara through a form that appeals to you. That's why you have these different Puranas describing gods in various manners, etc. What is it that appeals to you? So the same Ishvara now is invoked in a form. So the mistake is thinking only this form is Ishvara. No. This is a form which is my portal to relate to cosmic Ishvara.
Yeah. No, just an academic or extension, or just to explore this profound thought further, is Jnanam considered to be sort of a living thing in Vedanta?
Jnanam is consciousness.
But
Jnanam
is it
is
sort of
consciousness.
an inert thing with no sort of sentient? I don't know how to put this, but
I get the idea.
Is there a God who is on the other side of...
One second. Jnanam has two meanings. Jnanam has two meanings. One, the word Jnanam indicates knowledge, which you have to gain. Okay? And the other meaning, the implied meaning of the word Jnanam is pure consciousness. So when you are talking of Ishvara is pure consciousness, we are not talking about the knowledge that takes place in your mind. We are talking about the consciousness because of which your mind is sentient, and you can, through that sentient mind, gain knowledge. Let me give you a simple example. Right now, okay? Watch. Forget writing, just watch. What am I holding in my hand?
A pen.
A pen. You have knowledge of the pen in your mind. You know this is a pen, correct? Are you aware there is knowledge of pen in your mind?
Yeah.
So, the first process, that this is a pen, that knowledge was gained by your mind. When you objectified that knowledge of pen in your mind, who was doing that?
That is the consciousness.
That is the consciousness we are talking about. Yeah. That's the
It's
consciousness.
a hard thing to get your head around.
You have to wrap your head around it. Yes. But it is as simple as that. It is not sitting some, because it is getting complicated, because in the books that we read and the stories we hear is put somewhere away in Timbuktu, beyond the mind, beyond. All the natakbaji comes in, nonsensical thing comes in. It's so simple. It's directly.
And we are also not conditioned to think that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we are so involved in the process of, well, let's say today there was a cricket match. We see a ball, we hit the ball. We don't even consider, thinking at this level. So, yeah.
Correct. And if you're really good, you don't have to hit the ball. The ball gets hit. Bruce Lee. I don't punch. I
prefer the Matrix version. It's not the spoon that bends, it's you who are bending it. There's a little boy who bends the spoon and Keanu Reeves.
The thing is to see that the spoon is not there. I mean, that's all mystical ways of putting the same thing. There are mystical ways of putting it. But really speaking, this all, it's so simple. We complicate it honestly. The new Vedanta has made mess of things.
Yeah, but it also requires some amount of blessing to even start thinking on these lines, right? I mean,
so you started. You started with the workshops and now here you are. You're a classical case of that. You started with the workshops, became competent in life, and now here you are. So it is like what we say in the corporates. The skill that what you hear may not be the one that take you there. So similarly, what you learned from me earlier got you up to here. Now your next level of learning starts. So sometimes you have to let that other learning be. Not that that is wrong, but because you need a different mindset now. So it will work. Yeah, Karthik.
Swamiji, in the last class you had mentioned that Vedanta is not to be understood categorically.
Yeah.
Now, as a student, how does one know that one is getting categorical about the?
When you're making categories in Vedanta, like Atma is like this, Anatma is like this, Jiva is this, Atma is this, all these types, you make charts and this and that. All that is categorization. Drop all that. You develop terminology, like management school terminology for Vedanta. Biggest problem. Categorization. Even the few technical categories that we use, really speaking, we are supposed to drop afterwards. Even that is dropped.
But Swamiji, for example, if we take notes and all that, is that...
That's okay, no, notes are fine. Notes are for you to remember the teaching. That is not a problem. But you take the notes and may start making charts out of it. Atma, Anatma, Viveka, you make.
Right.
You started categorizing.
Thank you.
Because even though Atma, Anatma, Viveka is there, the Anatma is based on the Atma. Atma is independent of the Anatma. That part is missed in a chart. In a chart, etc., that part is missed out. That's where the problem comes in.
So in Chinmayananda lectures, they have that chart.
Yeah, and those things are big issues. Yeah.
and now you have all the AI developed reels also.
Please don't use AI for Vedanta. You will get a hodgepodge. There is one idiot whom I know who sends me regularly. I said, AI is your guru. Let AI be your guru, don't come to me. I told him very clearly. I don't even read what he sends nowadays. Because I read a few in the beginning, I am sincere. When somebody sends me something, I'll read it. I read a few, I found it nonsensical, I told him it is nonsensical. He still sends me, so now I don't have this thing to read it.
I had one observation, or it's a good satsang topic. The linguistics of Sanskrit is so well evolved for this purpose. It's almost like a calculus is evolved for describing gravity that Newton went through. So what came first? I mean, the linguist. I mean, this is Shabda Praman, effectively a study of. I mean, based on linguistic itself, right? There's a word for, just like we don't want to make diagrams and concepts, but there is a Shabda for it.
Yeah, the Shabda Pramanam was in Sanskrit. The Shabda Pramanam was in Sanskrit. The script was slightly different. Now we are using Devanagari script. The old script was Brahmi script. So the script was slightly different, but the knowledge came from there. So Sanskrit and Vedanta came side by side.
And the grammar in the Vedas is also different, I am told.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there are slight differences. But not all that major a thing. It's not very, very major. There's slight differences, yeah. So with that, we come to an end of the 6th chapter, and as usual it says Bhagavad Gita Upanishad Suksatna Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre, both knowledge of the truth and the yoga, the mastery of the mind, which is in the form of a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Dhyana Yogo Nama Sashto Dhyaya. 6th chapter called Jnana Yoga. Then next class we start the 7th chapter, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Okay, if there are any questions, we'll handle the questions first and then start the session. Okay. Good place to stop. Okay. Hope that's